What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka New York Prepper. Wanted to just do this quick video about how to properly take zinc. There's a lot of people out there that are taking zinc now because of the coronavirus and COVID-19. So I wanted to just talk about the proper ways to take zinc so that way your body can absorb it, and also some important precautions that you need to take when you take zinc, okay? Um, so zinc became really popular in the last 2 months because of COVID-19 and the coronavirus. Before that, nobody took zinc. Nobody cared about zinc, all right? But now all of a sudden, zinc is, the new miracle drug or miracle supplement, So I've been taking zinc for many, many years, actually. Probably for like a couple of years now. I just believe that zinc supplementation is a very good thing to do, especially if you're an athlete like myself. I'm not exactly an athlete, but I powerlift and I do a lot of very intense, workouts in the gym. So zinc helps to, when I take zinc, it helps to replenish my zinc levels, because when I sweat in the gym, I lose all my zinc through my sweat. So, I've been taking zinc for years, guys. I'm not just jumping on the bandwagon now because everybody else is doing something, you know. I've researched zinc thoroughly myself, and I've taken it myself at different dosages, and I'll tell you guys what works the best for me and some critical things, okay? So first of all, if you notice this zinc bottle I'm showing you guys here is only 10 milligrams, all right? That's essential, all right? You don't want to take a lot of zinc at once because you can overdose, all right? Here we have the recommended daily allowance of zinc is roughly 15 to 20 milligrams, okay? A lot of the zinc bottles that you buy in the store come with 30 to 50 milligram tablets, all right, which is like the equivalent of 2 to 3 days worth of zinc. Now, if you take that zinc every single day, you're going to build up toxic levels of zinc in your body, all right? So my first suggestion is to try to get yourself a low dose zinc, like you see here, only 10 milligram tablets. This way you won't overdose, all right? As you see here, 10 milligrams is considered to be only 67% of your recommended daily allowance, so it's a safe level to take, all right? It's always better to take less than more, because if it's not having enough of an effect, you can always increase your dosage slowly rather than taking too much and then, having some kind of a adverse reaction. So get yourself some low dose zinc, okay? 10 milligrams a day is what I recommend. If you're going to be taking zinc on a regular basis, I don't recommend more than 10 milligrams a day. That's it, okay? If you're infected with something like COVID-19 or the flu or common cold or any other type of infection, then you can increase your zinc intake to maybe 30 milligrams a day, for 2 to 3 days at a time, and then cycle off for 2 days, It's important, if you're going to take high doses like 30 milligrams or more, you don't want to take that every single day for a long period of time, because you're going to build up too much zinc in your body. And I'll talk about why that's bad and how too much zinc affects you. But let's say you come down with COVID-19 and you start to feel really ill. At that point, you can take more. You can take 30 milligrams a day, but I would only do max 3 days at a time and then cycle off for at least 2 days after. So 3 days on and 2 days off, all right? If you're going to be taking zinc on a daily basis for building up a robust immune system, then I would only do 10 milligrams a day, and I would take 2 days off every week, okay? Provided that you're having a normal diet, okay? Like me, I have a very zinc-heavy diet. I eat a lot of eggs. I eat a lot of meat. All right, so for me, I can get away with 10 milligrams a day. If you're not eating a lot of meat or zinc-rich foods, then you may want to adjust accordingly. But for me, 10 milligrams a day is fine. And I take 1 to 2 days off every week, okay? Now, I want to talk about absorption, okay? A lot of people don't understand zinc is a mineral, all right? Just like calcium, magnesium, selenium, okay? So when you take zinc, you can't take it at the same time as any other mineral. Or if you eat some kind of food that is very rich with certain types of minerals right before you take the zinc or at the same time or just after you take it, the zinc is not going to be absorbed, all right? So what does that mean? That means if you wake up in the morning and you have a glass of milk and then you take your zinc, it's not going to work, all right? Your body's going to absorb the calcium instead of the zinc, all right? A safe rule of thumb that's been proven by science is 4-hour spacing between the time you take your zinc and any other type of competing mineral. All right, a competing mineral could be iron, calcium, magnesium, selenium, all right, any kind of copper, all right. You want to give yourself a 4-hour space between the time you take your zinc and any other type of mineral or any other type of mineral-rich food, all right? So let me give you an example, all right? Let's say you wake up in the morning, you have an empty stomach, you take yourself some zinc, right? For breakfast, you have no milk or any other type of unusual food that has a lot of competing minerals in it, all right? So like let's say you have just a normal breakfast without any milk or yogurt. You still got to wait another 4 hours from the time that you took the zinc until you can have milk again or yogurt, okay? Because if you do, it's going to cancel out the zinc that you just put in your body, and your body's going to absorb the milk and the calcium instead of the zinc, okay? So you don't want to take any other mineral or eat any mineral-rich food 4 hours before you take your zinc or 4 hours after, all right? That's absolutely critical, all right? If you don't listen to this, you're not going to... If you don't listen to what I say, you're not going to absorb the zinc. You're going to be wasting your time and money. So please follow my recommendations, and that's proven by science. You can read about it. All right, they've done studies on it. The next thing is let's talk about zinc toxicity and why you want to be careful when you take zinc, and you want to make sure you cycle on and off. So if, let's say I'm doing this on a regular basis, even if I take a low dose, I always cycle on and off. So I never continuously take zinc. I never do that. What I do is if I do I'll do 2 weeks and then I'll take a week off. And then I'll do 2 weeks and then I'll take a week off. Or I'll do 1 week on and 1 week off. 1 week on, 1 week off, all right? And I'll tell you why that is, all right? First of all, zinc competes with other minerals like I mentioned. So if you're taking a lot of zinc on a regular basis, your body won't absorb other minerals that are critical for the body, all right? Specifically copper and iron, okay? I've taken zinc too much in the past and I had a slight iron deficiency, and I didn't notice it at first until I started getting bruises that would take 2 weeks to go away. And then I realized that I was severely deficient in iron because I was taking zinc on a regular basis and I didn't cycle it off. I was taking zinc every day for weeks, 3-4 weeks. And then I noticed that I was getting I got a bruise, and it took the bruise 1 to 2 weeks to go away. And that's because the zinc was out competing the iron. Okay, so what that means is that if you eat any kind of food that has iron in it, if you're taking zinc, your body's going to absorb the zinc first and not the iron. So you're going to develop an iron deficiency, all right, which is obviously not good. Another thing too is copper, okay? Copper and zinc compete against each other. If you take too much zinc, your body's not going to absorb copper, and copper is absolutely critical, for the body. Another thing too is, zinc has very powerful testosterone boosting effects, which is one of the main reasons why I started taking it. Not that I have low testosterone. My testosterone is very high, but I wanted to just, keep everything good and make sure I had good zinc levels. It's very good for male fertility as well. However, if you take too much of the zinc, too much of a good thing can be bad. All right. In this case, if you take too much zinc, what'll happen is you're gonna block your natural estrogen levels. All right. If you're a guy. All right. And why do estrogen levels matter for men? A lot of men don't realize that estrogen is actually important. There's a reason why our bodies have a little bit of estrogen and we produce a little bit of estrogen. And that's because estrogen is important for lubrication of the joints. It helps with fluid retention, all right, retaining fluids in the joints, which keeps the joints from getting, dry and arthritis and things like that. So you need to have a certain level of estrogen so your joints are lubricated. Also, estrogen is highly critical for normal functioning sex drive in men. All right, if you crash your estrogen levels, your sex drive is gonna die out, and you're not gonna want to have sex for a while until your estrogen levels come back up. Even if your testosterone is super high, all right, if you crash your estrogen levels, you're not going to have sex drive. And that's not the end of the world. I'm sure a lot of women wouldn't mind that, if their husbands crash their estrogen a little bit, but, they probably wouldn't be bothered as much. But for men, it can be really depressing, not to have that drive that you normally have. And a lot of men think that it's only testosterone that's important for that drive, but it's also estrogen, all right? And the way zinc works is that zinc blocks the conversion of testosterone into estrogen, all right? It's a natural estrogen blocker. So the way that estrogen is created in the male body is there's an enzyme called aromatase, and the aromatase converts testosterone that your body produces into estrogen, okay? Our bodies can't, men, we can't actually make estrogen. We convert it from existing testosterone, okay? And zinc basically blocks that conversion, all right? It blocks the aromatase enzyme, which converts part of your testosterone. So let's say your body makes, a whole bunch of testosterone. Every day your body's constantly making testosterone. Probably like 5 or 10% of that, or maybe less, is converted into estrogen. So your body has a little bit of estrogen, very little. Now, you obviously don't want too much estrogen either, but it's all regulated by our bodies. It's all perfectly balanced and regulated, and everything is at the perfect level. So we have just enough estrogen, so we have a healthy sex drive and functioning joints, that are not dry and stuff like that. But it's also not too high where we have feminine characteristics, or not too low where we have, dry joints and things like that. It's all done by design. Our bodies are perfectly, engineered to function, properly. So if you introduce too much zinc, you're going to affect the homeostasis, the balance of everything. All right. So be very cautious when you take zinc. I hope this video helped you out. Take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.